go. Here we go.
And here we have beautiful Kate rendering yet another delicious meal.
Oh, well, thank you, my dear.
You're very welcome.
We are making breakfast strata, which is my favorite for Christmas morning, Easter morning, Mother's Day, because I don't like going anywhere on Mother's Day at all. So when I make it, you make it the night before, but you can make it like 2 hours before and it's fine. Breakfast strata is basically bread.
Okay, let's all mute so we can do her up close.
Bread, eggs, half and half, and cheese. That's your major ingredients. And for this show, I'm going to do onion. Well, every breakfast strata that I make has onion in it. Mushrooms, and that's it. Eggs, the onions, mushrooms, and sausage. Half a pound of Jimmy Dean sausage. So I'm going to put the sausage on right now, and then we'll talk about the rest of it and how it goes in.
That sounds really good to have, like, I'm thinking for New Year's morning.
Yes, because you make it the night before. You don't.
Yeah, and then you don't have to be, you can watch the Rose Parade, such as it will be.
Well, I don't think there's going to be one, but.
Yeah, there's going to be one.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah, but I think it's abbreviated or something. I don't know.
Not with vans and horses.
My understanding is that it's modified the way they did the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade this year.
Right. So that it doesn't go as far, and then people are not allowed.
People are not allowed to gather.
No.
Okay, so the pan, which is an 8x8, I used a glass pan. It can be any shape you want, as long as it's about this volume. And you make sure it's well greased. Now the bread, I use French bread from the supermarket, the 99 cents a loaf stuff, and cut it into, these are about 1/2 inch. Now these I put in the oven for, at a very low temperature for a long time. They didn't get any color on them, but they are really very crisp. Now, you can easily make breadcrumbs, like large chunks of them, but I happen to just like them like this. You can also use other types of bread. Brioche. The brioche is kind of sweet, and I don't like sweet with my savory that much. Or pumpernickel, or regular white bread, or sourdough, or whatever you want.
I'm literally using wheat bread because that's what we had in the house.
Exactly. It's all about just using up what you've got when you've got it. So the first thing you do, besides putting your sausage on, is you butter the bread. And and some goes into the pan. But,
it really is nice and hard, isn't it? It's crisp.
Oh, this is very crispy.
Okay.
Now, I've made it with less crispy, but it doesn't absorb the eggs and the custard as well. So, okay. And I'm going to put these down on the bottom. Of the pan.
Butter side up.
Butter side up. Butter side up. Now,
So far, so good.
so far, it's really easy, right? Now, I put in sausage links into this. You don't have to cook the sausage completely. You know, it isn't like, oh my God, I've got to make sure it's done, because you're going to have onion in it. You're going to cook the onion and the mushrooms in it already, and then it's going in the oven. So it isn't like you must get it completely done. And I have half of red onion here. You can use shallot. I like shallot, but I didn't have one. So, but you can use regular onions too, for that matter. It doesn't have to be. If you have an onion, you use it. And there we go. And I'm going to throw it into the pan and let it kind of do its thing for a minute. Then let's talk about the custard. I can do that right now. 6 eggs. And I wish my chickens were laying, but they're not. My chickens are not earning their keep. Yep. And then you beat it up. And you put in half and half. Now, you can use heavy cream and milk. You can use evaporated milk. I don't like it as much with just plain milk. I like it with half and half. I think it makes it taste much better.
Way more camouflage.
I'm sorry?
On in a mess. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's no out. And then you season this up. Now, remember that your sausage is going to have some salt in it, so you don't want it too salty, but you also want to make sure that it is well seasoned. And then you put this to the side. And let's go over and cook the sausage onions. The biggest pain in the butt about this recipe, I think, is breaking up the sausage. Here you go. And I don't take it out of the pan. I just let it go, and then add the mushrooms.
You know, when you said it's a pain to break up, that's when I pull out that little scraper thing that I learned from you that I use for everything.
You're
I
right.
got it for everybody for Christmas. I don't even, what is it? Is it called a scraper?
It's called a bench scraper.
Okay, but it breaks up meat perfectly.
Oh my God, I never thought of that.
I mean, I don't know. I use it constantly. It's like my infomercial.
It breaks up hamburger too.
Yeah,
Ground meat.
you just put it's just and it's easy to clean. It doesn't get in there the little prongs of your spatula
so
and
good.
I don't know. I love that thing.
Well, this is, this just takes a while because what you want is for the mushrooms to release all of their water.
So wait, you did not add the custard yet, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm just
No,
watching.
I just put it to the side.
Okay, because I have bacon, so I'm just.
Yeah. So you're making the bacon. You're doing that. So the other ingredient is cheese. And we can talk about the different kinds of cheese. Actually, any kind is just fine. Whatever cheese you've got. Now, Barry went to Costco for me and bought me a huge thing of Swiss cheese, which I love. So I've grated up. Oh, this is a good 2 cups. A cup and a half is enough. And but I use Swiss cheese. I've used cheddar. I've used the Mexican cheese in this. Emmental. Sorry. Any cheese that will grate, you can put in there. And any cheese that you think will go with the rest of, with the stuff that you've got. What you're putting in. Swiss cheese and spinach is really good. Cheddar cheese goes really well with bacon or ham. It's a really, that Mexican cheese, that 3-4 cheese Mexican blend, really good too. You can put chorizo with it. Or, the bread is super bland and the custard is really bland. You're spicing it up with whatever goodies that you want to add. And really, it could be anything. You could do an Italian theme, or you could do Mexican, or damn near anything that you want, that you want to try. The main thing that I would say is that you cook whatever vegetables you put in so that the water comes out, the water evaporates. Because if while they're cooking, these mushrooms will release all kinds of water. And if it goes into the custard, it doesn't make the custard nice. So you want to, I've put zucchini chunks in. Well, cook them first. Just make sure that the water is out of them. And you can see it doesn't take very long. It's getting cooked out even as we speak. So the other thing is half a cup of white wine, which makes it taste really nice. I've never used red wine, but I've often used white wine. I always use white wine, but you can't just throw it in. And what I do, now the recipe says to take all of this away and put it in another pan or into a bowl and let it cool off. I never do that. These mushrooms are getting very kind of dry looking. I don't know if you can see a lot of their moisture is released. And half a cup of white wine, not sweet. I wouldn't do sweet. But you put it in and you step up the heat and you let it reduce. And you let it deglaze the pan. And you want it to reduce by half at least. And that will also help bring out some of the moisture from the mushrooms as well. But it should look, oh, you can see it's already reduced down and it's only been about a minute. And then you turn it off. Just let it be. So you have and now you're ready to create it. Put it together. I'm buttering the last 4 slices of bread. And then it's like assembling a lasagna or something, you know? Nothing fancy, nothing too much. Now I'm going to put a little one in here, down here, at the bottom, there. All right. So you're just doing layers. So the first layer is half, oh wait, before I do that, half a cup of the cheese, grated cheese, and then half of this. There you go. And then the rest of the bread goes on top. I kind of stagger it so that when there are gaps, that one layer will fill in those gaps. And you put your cheese on top. And then the second half. And nothing has to be very precise. It doesn't even have to be cold at this point because it's cooling off. And there you go. And then if there's any of that wine left over, I beat it into the eggs. And then, I didn't put pepper, or did I? I did. I put pepper in that. So there you go. And you pour it. Now you have to kind of pour it carefully over the top. And you'll go, oh my God, it'll be too much, but it won't. And then, and this step is kind of important. You put plastic wrap across the top. like this. And then you weight it down. I have a bag of powdered sugar, which is unopened. And it's going on the top. Press it down. And then this whole thing goes in the fridge. You can do it in the fridge for an hour. You can do it in the fridge for 2 hours or 4 hours or overnight. When I'm making it for breakfast, I always do it overnight. And then in the morning, when you're staring sullenly at your coffee cup, you take it out of the fridge, you remove the powdered sugar or whatever you're weighting it down with, and then turn the oven on to 325. Set the timer for 20 minutes. And then you drink your coffee, do your crossword puzzle, and then remove the plastic wrap and put it into the 325 oven for 55 minutes. Okay? And then it comes out looking something like this. However, this was all puffed up. As it cools, it kind of settles down. But I wanted you to see what it looked like. And this is what it looks like on the plate. And I guarantee you that even children like it, because my grandchildren really do like this. So that's what it looks like. This will serve about 6 servings this size or 4 big ones. If you serve it for a breakfast, I generally have something, like a salad that goes with it. So it'd be more of a brunch, but you can do anything you want. And it is, like I said, I really, really like it. It's a clean out the fridge type of thing. And I'm having it for dinner tonight. So you can do it for dinner too. So there you have it.
For dinner.
Breakfast for dinner. Only this you could say, well, you just leave off the breakfast and say,
We are also having this.
Strata for dinner tonight. It's like a kind of variation on a quiche. So there you have it. That's my breakfast strata. I hope you try it. I think you'll really like it. And I'm glad you came. Thank you very much.
It looks delicious.
I think it's fabulous. I
Yeah.
love that you put it in overnight.
Yeah, all you need to do is take it out 20 minutes before you bake it, so that it kind of comes semi to room temperature, so it's not dead cold. I also want to talk about what we talked about before, a little bit before, and that is if you have little plates, this works really well too. If you had 4 of these, or maybe 6 of these, you could do individual servings. You butter this, maybe cut the bread into quarters, and then layer it just the same. Oh, and before I almost forgot. I should have remembered to say that. when you take the foil off right before you put it in the oven, you put the rest of the cheese on it. You put another couple handfuls of cheese on it before you bake it. And it makes it very cheesy, and that's why this looks so cheesy here.
Kate, what is the purpose of putting the weight on the top?
Because those breads need to soak up all that custard.
Got it.
I probably would do it overnight, but to make sure that it happens, particularly if you're doing it for only like an hour or two in the fridge, you want that bread to absorb as much of that custard as possible. And that's, now I've used a piece of aluminum foil and then cans on top of it. I've done that.
Okay.
You know, it's not like you have to use that. It's just anything that will cause the weight. What else did I use? Oh, I cut a piece of cardboard, put it over the saran wrap, and then put another plate on it. You know,
Oh, okay.
the main thing is that you just want some weight that is distributed pretty fairly evenly across the top so that that bread will absorb all of the custard evenly, more evenly than if you just let it sit there. So, and also if your bread is not completely dry like mine, there'll be pockets where the custard is not absorbed at all. You know, where it is, where the bread was a little bit moist and so it didn't bother taking up the custard. So that's the only reason. But you know what? Even then it's really good. So it's not like you've ruined it or anything. So
I'll have to try it.
Did
I
I do
really
something
like
very
the
key to
sausage and potatoes from last week. That was great.
you know, that's one of those recipes that people go, when they see it, they go, meh. And then when they eat it, they go, oh my God,
Yeah.
it's been all my life. So yes, you're right.
Yes.
So I'm really happy you're enjoying it. And we were talking, we have done a lot of recipes. We've done a lot.
Mhm.
So you've got to send me your, what should I do in the new year? What's the next thing we should do?
What's the next big thing?
What's the next? We could do pot roast. We could do meatloaf. We could do, I don't know.
There's a million different ways to make meatloaf.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think we should
Oh, and I sent Kate the recipe for both panettones and for the oat honey bread.
Oh, did you? You
Yeah.
sent me the oat honey bread? I don't think you did.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. All right.
I sent
Well,
it this morning because somebody else wanted it too.
I haven't been doing anything this
Anyway,
morning.
Kate will send it to the rest of you.
I will indeed.
It is so easy and the bread is so delicious.
Good.
And it's so easy. It's like those wonderful cinnamon rolls that you make, that you let them rise in the oven the second time and then
Right.
turn it to 350 and walk away till the
Right.
timer hits. God, I love that stuff.
Well, I will send it on for sure. I love all of you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you so much. And thank you for all of your warm wishes this week. It was a tough week.
Yeah, both for you and Dina.
Yeah.
We love you both very much.
Thank you.
And
Thank
we've been sending you all kinds of happy thoughts and wishes
Yes.
and cuddles and hugs,
And all the
everything that we can send virtually.
Yes.
Well, we'll keep you informed about, Dina and I will be going to the funeral on the
Whatever
other
it is.
side of this plague.
Yeah.
When they have it,
Yeah.
It-
Everybody stay really, really safe.
everybody stay safe.
Yeah.
And I love you dearly, all of you. Thank you so much. And
Love all of you.
start working on that cookbook again.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got the.
get to work. I'm working on the website during break.
All right. So when do we
Okay.
meet again, Kate?
We'll be meeting the week after New Year's.
So
Okay. Just like school.
5th.
Yeah, the 4th is a Monday, I think,
Well, then it's whatever that date is.
whatever that date is.
Whatever
So we
that
have 2 weeks off.
oh, it's the 7th.
7th.
Yeah.
Okay. It'll be
Okay.
January 7th. I'll be sending it out. I'll be sending out the recipe between Christmas and New Year's.
Okay.
I'll figure out what I'm doing.
Everybody stay safe, have wonderful holidays,
Have
wonderful,
a
wonderful
wonderful
holidays.
holiday.
Thank you. You too.
Happy holidays,
Thank
you
you.
guys.
Love you.
Here.
Love you all. Thank you, Kate.
Okay.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you so much.
Tony? Bye-bye.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oh, yeah.
I know.
Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
Bye. Happy New Year, guys. Oh,
Okay, I will see you later, Dina. I'll talk to
Yeah.
you. I'll be talking to you. You call me or something, Carrie.
okay. All right.
Okay.
I love you, ladies.
Take
Love
care.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.